I'm sitting here with Moe Glenner, Corporate Innovative Specialist. Moe, you just recently created something called the Corporate Entrepreneurial Center, or CEC. What is that?
Well, we're a firm dedicated to really tapping into a company's innovative potential. And that could be either from the very beginning when you're bringing in new candidates or for evaluating team members that are there right now.
Okay, so why is that so important?
Well, every company talks about innovation. We need to be more innovative. We need to think out of the box. We need to be able to do whatever we need to do. And the thing is innovation is really the lifeblood of a company. Without innovation, a company becomes stagnant. Its long-term viability is certainly in question. So being able to truly be innovative, whether it's adaptive or it's radical innovation, either way is super critical for a company.
So this program is going to allow you to set short-term, long-term goals and then allow people to achieve those goals. How would they achieve those goals?
Well, we do that through a lot of different things. One method is through Entredex, which is actually an innovative assessment. And that's actually a gap right now in assessments that HR and hiring managers don't really have that tool. And it's also used to go ahead and evaluate those that are right now on the team. Furthermore, we have workshops and consulting and training so that those people that are innovatively inclined, we can get them even more in tune.
Gotcha. So what is Entredex and what makes it so unique and innovative?
Well, Entredex is really an innovation index or assessment. Right now, when a hiring manager is looking to evaluate a candidate or perhaps even to evaluate someone that's already on the team, they've got a whole bunch of different tools that they go ahead and use. But what they don't have is anything that actually assesses whether the candidate or the existing team member is innovatively inclined or has innovation potential. We solve that problem.
So I've seen some of these things before, and people are able to go in there, but I know there's been reports and rumors that people can, is it called faking it or gaming it in your industry?
Well, it's either gaming or manipulating. And what really ends up happening is regardless of the test, people want to answer not necessarily the way that they are, but the way they think they want to be perceived. So depending on the job that's actually being offered or the position that now needs to be filled, people want to answer in a certain way. So what ends up being reflected is not necessarily the real person, but some extension of how they wish to be perceived. So I'm not going to necessarily call it intentional gaming or manipulation, but we all want to portray ourselves in the best light. So that's what the typical HR assessment tools. And again, Entredex doesn't replace those tools. We just fill in a gap that right now they don't cover.
And Entredex cannot be gamed?
No.
Really?
Entredex cannot be gamed, and here's why it can't be gamed. Because what it is instead of a person answering a set of questions, do you feel you're this way or that way, or does this describe you or not describe you, what Entredex is really two timed exercises that the person is actively involved with. So depending on what it is that they do, really without much direction, will really determine, based upon a lot of different criteria, whether that person is really innovatively inclined or not. So you are whatever you actually show yourself to be. Right. So there's not really much to game or manipulate.
Who's Entredex designed for?
Entredex is designed for hiring managers, HR managers, anyone looking to evaluate either a candidate or someone already on the team. So if it's a candidate, you're bringing in a person, whether it's administrative, whether it's managerially, and innovation is truly important, you want to know whether this person can lead that next transformative change. If the person's already with the company, again, you want to know who's on your team and how are they innovatively wise.
That's excellent. Let's get back to the Corporate Entrepreneurial Center for a second. What drove you to create the CEC?
Well, actually, this is an extension from our very popular Creativity for Profitability workshops that we gave nationwide, and this is something that we realized that there is this gap. Everyone talks innovation like we talked about earlier, but how do you actually identify those people that really can drive that innovation?
Some people in your office sent me over the manuscript for your new book.
Yes.
And I wrote it down because you have a long title, Changistics, Innovative Change Leadership for the Bold Pursuers. Changistics, what is Changistics?
Changistics simply is the logistics of better change. So we take change management, which I spoke about in an earlier book, Selfish Altruism, and we go ahead and put that in a form of corporate entrepreneurialism. So now what we actually have is something ideas plus change equals innovation. And we don't just mean innovation, that people throw that word around everywhere else, but we mean real innovation, sustainable innovation, innovation that actually leads to a transformative change.
That is amazing. I understand you're a pilot.
I am.
How does being a pilot kind of work into what you do for your career and what you are doing with the CEC and everything?
Well, one adage that's always said about pilots is that you don't fly the weather you plan, you fly the weather you're in, and the weather is always changing. So being able to react to changes in a certain way, you have to continue to fly that plane. And it's really the same in business. You have to continue pursuing whatever initiative it is. You might have setbacks, you might have failures, you might have whatever it is. How you react to all of that is critical to change, and change is critical to pursuing innovation and actually sustaining the innovation.
He's a pilot, he's an author, and he's a corporate innovative specialist. Moe Glenner, I appreciate your time today.
Thank you, DJ.